Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the annals of time, uncovering the secrets of our shared human heritage. Today, we set sail for the ancient shores of the Mediterranean to explore the fascinating tale of the Phoenicians and the birth of maritime trade. This is a story of ingenuity, adventure, and cultural exchange, which would forever change the course of human history. As we delve into the origins of this remarkable civilization, let us first set our gaze upon the eastern shores of the Mediterranean, where the sun rises over the rugged landscape of modern-day Lebanon. The mountains of Lebanon, with their snow-capped peaks and lush forests, give way to a narrow coastal plain where the cities of Phoenicia would eventually thrive. It was here, in the fertile valleys and coastal cities of Phoenicia, that a people with a passion for the sea would emerge, destined to leave an indelible mark on the ancient world. Our journey begins around 1500 BCE, during the New Kingdom period of ancient Egypt, when the first Phoenician cities began to take shape. The city of Byblos, with its strategic harbor and access to the rich cedar forests of Lebanon, would become a major center of trade and commerce. The Phoenicians, skilled shipbuilders and navigators, would establish a network of trade routes that stretched from the eastern Mediterranean to the western coast of Africa. As we explore the earliest history of the Phoenicians and the birth of maritime trade, we find ourselves in the midst of a vibrant cultural landscape. The Phoenicians were heavily influenced by their neighbors, including the Egyptians, who had established a powerful presence in the region. The Egyptian system of hieroglyphics, for example, would be adopted and modified by the Phoenicians, eventually giving rise to the alphabet that would become the basis for many modern languages. Key figures such as King Abimelku of Tyre played a significant role in shaping the early history of Phoenician maritime trade. In his diplomatic correspondence with Pharaoh Amenhotep III, Abimelku negotiated trade agreements that secured Tyre's position as a major commercial center. Such interactions not only facilitated the exchange of goods, but also fostered cultural exchange and the dissemination of ideas between civilizations. The Phoenicians were master craftsmen, renowned for their skill in woodworking, metalworking, and glassmaking. Their ships, with their sleek hulls and billowing sails, would become a familiar sight in ports throughout the Mediterranean. The Phoenicians traded in a wide range of goods, including cedar wood, purple dye, and precious metals, which they obtained from their extensive network of trade routes. As we prepare to embark on the next stage of our journey, we find ourselves poised on the threshold of a new era, one in which the Phoenicians would reach the pinnacle of their power and influence. The city of Tyre, with its impressive fortifications and bustling harbor, would become the capital of a maritime empire that would span the Mediterranean, leaving an enduring legacy for generations to come. Join me next as we explore the most pivotal moments in the history of the Phoenicians and the birth of maritime trade, and discover how this ancient civilization would forever change the course of human history. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we continue our journey through the annals of time, uncovering the secrets of the Phoenicians and the birth of maritime trade. As we set sail into the height of their power and influence, we find ourselves in the midst of a vibrant cultural landscape around 1000 BCE. The city of Tyre, with its impressive fortifications and bustling harbor, has become the capital of a maritime empire that spans the Mediterranean. During this period, the Phoenicians established a network of trade routes that stretched from the eastern Mediterranean to the western coast of Africa and even as far as the Iberian Peninsula. They trade in a wide range of goods, including cedar wood, purple dye, and precious metals, which they obtained from their extensive network of trade routes. The Phoenicians are master craftsmen, renowned for their skill in woodworking, metalworking, and glassmaking. Their ships, with their sleek hulls and billowing sails, would become a familiar sight in ports throughout the Mediterranean. One of the most significant events of this period is the founding of Carthage in modern-day Tunisia by the Phoenician queen Dido around 8014 BCE. This city would become a major center of trade and commerce, and would eventually rival Tyre as the dominant power in the Mediterranean. The Phoenicians also established colonies in Spain, such as Gadir, which would become an important hub for the trade of precious metals. As we explore the height of Phoenician maritime trade, we find ourselves in awe of their ingenuity and adaptability. They are skilled navigators, able to traverse the treacherous waters of the Mediterranean with ease, and they develop a sophisticated system of navigation that includes the use of celestial bodies and compasses. The Phoenicians are also master diplomats, able to negotiate trade agreements with other civilizations, such as the Egyptians and the Greeks. The Phoenician alphabet, which is developed during this period, would become the basis for many modern languages, including Greek, Latin, and Arabic. This alphabet is a testament to the Phoenicians' ingenuity and creativity, and it would have a profound impact on the development of literature and communication in the ancient world. As the Phoenician maritime empire reaches its zenith, we see the emergence of key figures such as Hiram I, king of Tyre, who rules from 980 to 947 BCE. Hiram is a skilled diplomat and strategist who negotiates trade agreements with King Solomon of Israel and helps to establish Tyre as a major center of commerce. As we prepare to embark on the final stage of our journey, we find ourselves reflecting on the enduring legacy of the Phoenicians and the birth of maritime trade. Their impact on the development of human civilization has been profound, and their influence can still be seen in the modern world. From the alphabet that they developed to the trade routes that they established, the Phoenicians have left an indelible mark on history. Join me next as we explore the decline of the Phoenician maritime empire and discover how this ancient civilization would eventually give rise to new powers and new civilizations, shaping the course of human history in ways both grand and subtle. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we conclude our journey through the annals of time, uncovering the secrets of the Phoenicians and the birth of maritime trade. As we set sail into the period of decline, we find ourselves in a world where the Phoenician maritime empire, once the dominant power in the Mediterranean, is facing numerous challenges. Around 700 BCE, the Phoenician city of Tyre is besieged by the Assyrian king Shalmaneser V, marking the beginning of the end of Phoenician independence. The city is eventually captured, and its inhabitants are forced to pay tribute to the Assyrians. This event marks a significant turning point in the history of the Phoenicians as their maritime empire begins to weaken. As the Phoenician Empire declines, other powers begin to rise in the Mediterranean. The Greeks, who had long been influenced by Phoenician culture and trade, start to establish their own colonies and trade routes. The city of Carthage, founded by the Phoenician queen Dido, becomes a major power in its own right, and eventually rivals the Phoenicians as a dominant force in the Mediterranean. One of the key factors contributing to the decline of the Phoenician maritime empire is the rise of the Persians. In 539 BCE, the Persian king Cyrus the Great captures Tyre, and the city becomes part of the Persian Empire. The Phoenicians are forced to pay tribute to the Persians, and their maritime trade begins to dwindle. Despite their decline, the Phoenicians leave behind a lasting legacy in the Mediterranean. Their alphabet, which was developed during the height of their power, becomes the basis for many modern languages, including Greek, Latin, and Arabic. The Phoenician system of navigation, which includes the use of celestial bodies and compasses, is adopted by other civilizations, and their skilled craftsmen continue to influence the development of art and architecture in the region. As we reflect on the history of the Phoenicians and the birth of maritime trade, we are reminded of the significance of this ancient civilization. From the establishment of trade routes to the development of a sophisticated system of navigation, the Phoenicians have left an indelible mark on human history. Their legacy can still be seen in the modern world, from the languages we speak to the trade routes that continue to shape global commerce. In conclusion, the decline of the Phoenician maritime empire marks the end of an era, but it also paved the way for the rise of new powers and new civilizations. The Phoenicians' ingenuity, adaptability, and skill as navigators and craftsmen have had a lasting impact on human history, and their legacy continues to inspire wonder and awe in people around the world today. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the annals of time and I hope that the story of the Phoenicians and the birth of maritime trade will remain with you forever. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.